Another tool that really helps with finding zeros, or at least giving you an idea of what zeros to pick, is Descartes, and that's how I say it because it sounds cool. Descartes Rule of Signs. So basically, what you do is you count the sign changes between each term in your polynomial, and then it will give you an idea of how many real zeros, not imaginary, real. You have your real, you have your imaginary. Complex numbers, real, imaginary. This tells you how many real zeros. It doesn't tell you if it's rational or irrational. It just tells you if it's the real zeros. So we're not even thinking about imaginary at this point. If you're noticing what we've done, it's easy to find the rational, the reals first, and then come in with the imaginary. So that's why we're doing it this way. So the number of positive real zeros is the same as the number of sign changes in f of x, or less than the number of sign changes in f of x by a positive even integer. I'm going to show you what that means, and I'm going to show you how to do it every single time. Don't try to memorize this. The number of negative real zeros is the same as the number of sign changes in f of negative x when you plug in negative x for every x, or less than the number of sign changes in f of negative x by a positive even integer. Essentially, what you do, count the number of sign changes for positive real zeros, count the number of sign changes in f of x, and then decrease it by 2. And those are all your options. Same thing with the negative real zeros. Let's do an example so you can see it. So like a polynomial function has 7 sign changes. So that means it's going to have 7 sign changes, or now decrease it by 2 until you get to the end. 5, 3, or 1. You're not going to have a negative number of sign changes. So this says you can either have 7 real zeros, 5 real zeros, 3 real zeros, or 1 real zeros. And if you notice, all of these are -2. That's where it said that minus even integer. That's what they mean by that. This one says a polynomial function has 4 sign changes. So that means it's going to have 4 positive real zeros, or decreased by 2. It can have 2, or it can have 0. So you can have 0 positive real zeros because all 4 of them could be imaginary. See what I'm saying? Let's look at this one. Find the positive real zeros. Look at the sign changes between each term. It starts off positive, it stays positive, it stays positive, it stays positive. So there are none. That means this particular polynomial function, it doesn't have any positive real zeros. So when you get your list of possible rational zeros to test, don't pick the positive ones. Why? Because it's telling you right here there aren't any positive ones. So that's what I'm saying. Don't memorize the theorems. What tools can you use to save yourself some time, okay? This says there aren't any positive ones. Why? Because there's literally no sign change in f of x. Let's look at the negative. So negative means substitute every x with the negative x. So f of negative x, and I'm just going to write it, cubed squared plus 7. We're going to substitute negative x. So negative x, negative x, negative x. I took negative x and I substituted it into every single x. This comes out to be negative x cubed, right? This is going to be 2x squared minus 3x plus 7, because this is multiplication. Okay, you're multiplying. This comes out to a positive x squared, and you're multiplying. So now count the number of sign changes. We go from negative to positive. Matter of fact, let me get we go from negative to positive, that's 1. Positive to negative, that's 2. Negative to positive, that's 3. So we had 3 sign changes, right? I'm going to put 3 sign changes. So that means we have 3, subtract 2, 1, negative, real zeros. So you can have 3, subtract 2, 1, negative real zeros. So we have no positive. We could have 3 or 1 negative. If we have 1 negative real zero, we still need 3 more, right? We still need 3 more. So the other 2 are probably imaginary. So that's what I'm saying. Use this to help you decide what to pick. So if you think there's 3 of them, if you find one, There might be another one. If not, you'll see when you do the factorization because you might come out with imaginary. So I think I got the graph of this one. So yeah, if you look at the graph of this one, there's only one. And that's what it told us. We're either going to have 3 or we're going to have 1. So we had positive real zeros. There was none. And we had, for the negative, it was 3 or 1. And as you can see here, based on the graph, we only have 1. So that means what's remaining are probably going to be 2 positive. And it has to be 2 positive imaginaries remaining, not positive, remaining 2 imaginaries. Not positive, but 2 imaginary zeros. Because remember the imaginary numbers come in pairs. So when you graph it, you find the 1, okay, which looks like, I'm assuming that's -1. I didn't draw it to scale, but I'm assuming that's -1, 0. So then the other 2 are probably going to be imaginary or are imaginary. Okay, look at this one. Let's count the sign changes. Okay, let's count the sign changes. We go from positive to negative, that's 1. Negative to positive, that's 1. Positive to negative, that's 1. Negative to positive, that's 1. And positive to positive. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 sign changes. And because we have 4 sign changes, we're going to have 4, subtract 2, 2, subtract 2, none, positive real zeros, okay? So if you get the first number of sign changes and then just keep subtracting 2 until you can't subtract 2 anymore. Okay, so that's how that works. That's what they mean by or less than the number of sign changes by an even number. Just subtract 2 till you get it. Easy? Okay, now f of negative x. So I'm going to put, so that's to the 5th, 4th, cubed, squared. Okay, I'm just writing it with the, so I can substitute. So negative x, so we got negative x, negative x, negative x, negative x, negative x. Now, what do you notice? Yeah, so let me write it. So this is going to be negative x to the 5th. This is going to be minus x to the 4th. You see that? Minus x cubed. Minus x squared. Minus x plus 5. Y'all see that? Because this is going to stay negative because it's an odd power. This becomes out a positive x to the 4th, but you have the minus. This becomes a minus x cubed. And then this comes out to a positive x squared, but you have the minus. Okay, now count the number of sign changes. Negative to negative, negative to negative, negative to negative, negative to negative, negative to positive. Only one sign change. Okay, so you're going to have 1 negative real 0. You notice there's no or. So if you were listing all of them, I would pick the -1 first because you could have 4, 2, or none positive. You could have 1 negative. So let's look at the graph. Yeah, 1 negative. So that means it had no positive. So this one had it had no positive real zeros because you don't see it on the graph. It had 1 negative. And we have a total of 5. 5, so that means we're going to have what? 4 imaginary. 4 imaginary. So you see how I'm doing that? Without even doing really a lot of algebra, you can know what, okay, these are the zeros I'm expecting so that you can get to the answer quicker or get to the answer more effectively, rather.